There's something you can have as a free-to-play in Dragon Raja that makes your entire PvP game change and a lot better. This doesn't mean that it's going to make you insanely super powerful and defeat every other person. You will still lose sometimes, but this is something that can actually help you defeat 200, even up to a freaking million or even 1.2 million rating opponents. As long as you have every other thing down, this one particular thing is probably even more important than Dragon Shine fusions, probably more important than gears or draconics, probably even more important than your stats here in your equipment. And yes, it is as important as your talent right here. Now, what exactly is it I'm talking about? If we go over here, we can see two stats that are very important to us out of all this. I'm going to give you guys 3 seconds. Think about this. Which one do you think is actually the stat? Did you think about it? Have you gotten it? What is it? If it isn't Smite or Toughness level, you're absolutely wrong. These are the two most important stats you must have, as much of it as possible, to be able to stand a chance in PvP. So hi and welcome to the channel. I post Dragon Raja content and many other game content. If you want more important information, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and you'll get more videos like this. That being said, this video is not made to demean anyone. I just made this as a guide video. Please, none of my video is made to demean anyone, to make insult of anyone or fun of anyone. So the duel you're about to see is just an example from one of my many duels in Arena and our live streams we've had in this channel. So please check it out, enjoy this, and then I'll explain to you exactly how to get Smite Toughness level and how they kind of help a lot. I stopped playing since last Arena. I was a little like, what do you call it, disheartened by the way the game state is. I think I need to increase the game's volume. What is this? Ooh, we have this one. Oh no, the lag is too much. We are dead. We are dead. Especially if I cannot dash properly. Okay, there we go. Can we look at where we are throwing the stuff? Oh my gosh. Oh, they got held back. They got held back. We won that. What the fudge, man? That was a 5.2 million rating? Why are they giving me? Where are all the lower? Am I the only 3 million rating in Arena? I gotta ask that. Am I the only 3 million rating in Arena? What the fuck? I just came into Arena and I'm given the #1 player in Yasai class. Let's have a guess real quick. What will be the next opponent we face? There will be 5 million rating too, right?
A few moments later.
Like a jump animation. I think I'll stick with the class animation most times, except when I'm using this the skill that lays the paint map or so. Oh man, we are so dead. We are so dead. Dude! Chill! What the fudge? I'm gonna check. Dragon Rider? Bruh. I barely beat a 5.2 million, man. I can't defeat someone who is more than double my rating at this point. Jeez.
A few minutes later.
5.2 million faced first on PvE. Check his Smite. No, they went on PvE. They went on PvE. If they were on PvE, they wouldn't have done that much damage to us. They wouldn't have done that much damage to us. Look at it. The Smite is 2,000. The Toughness is 1.9. I think what they have, the issue they have is, it's not like, let me switch from PvP to PvE so I'll show you it. So look at our Smite, 3,000, Toughness, 3.9. Let's see if I remember it. So look at this, our Smite is 390, Toughness is 590. So there's no way you will have 2,000 Smite and Toughness on PvE build. Also, there's no way they'll be able to survive that long on PvE build. So the issue they have is they don't have as much Smite and Toughness as they should have for their rating. So I'm guessing maybe they are not playing Battlegrounds that much. That's one thing I think. Look at this. We passed them with over 1,000 Smite. So that's the problem. That's what helped us win. So from that video you can already see that the opponent we faced was a lot stronger than us, at least 1.2 million stronger than us, but we were still able to defeat them Mind you, it was very close, but it was no way, it's not supposed to be that close against someone as strong as that compared to our rating. So Smite actually increases the damage you deal to other players, and Toughness reduces the damage you take from other players. These are specifically PvP focused stats. Now if you have nothing else, at least try to have Smite and Toughness level as high as you can. At this level of 200, I'm supposed to have at least 4,400 Smite and Toughness level, or minimum 4,000 Toughness and Smite level, but I do not have enough of that, and I'm going to show you how you can have much of that. Now, one very important way you can get Smite and Toughness level is by going to gear right here, go to refine, and just make sure you are playing in the Warmonger section, not the Dragon Slayer section. Of course, Dragon Slayer is going to give you a lot of rating, but if we go to our stats right here and check, you see our Toughness and Smite totally gone. Dragon Slayer is tailor-made for PvE, not PvP at all. Now that is why you always want to have your build in PvP in Warmonger, because the second you are not on Warmonger, you lose all the Smite and Toughness that you should have, and you just die so fast, and all you deal so little damage. So if you are going on PvE and maybe doing events like Clash of Swords that you want to deal more damage, you can always switch to Dragon Slayer. This would help you a lot more. You get a lot of buffs, ammo penetration, and all that good stuff. But if you are going for PvP, training arena, battlegrounds, anything that has to do with player versus player, you will want to have Warmonger up. If you are someone that is very forgetful, or you are not sure which one is on, always leave it on Warmonger, because it is better safe than sorry, because this is still kind of okay in PvE. Not the best, but okay in PvE. Warmonger gives you Smite and Toughness level stats. That is all you need to know. That is all it gives. And you can see in each one of these you have either Smite or you have Toughness level, and that is what makes Warmonger very important. These things right here are called refinement devices, and they give you talent points, which you can use to upgrade your deep talents. That is how you get the points here to upgrade your deep talents. Now if we check Dragon Slayer right here, Dragon Slayer doesn't give any Toughness or Smite, only critical level and ammo penetration, and the other basic stats that you need to deal damage. One very important way you can obtain these stats is through Battlefield. Yes, Battlefield, you have to do Battlefield daily. Play in Battlefield at least 5 times a day, because you get this PvP mark right here from Battlefield. From every participation you have in Battlefield, you get PvP mark and PvP emblems, which can be very useful for you. Now, where do you use the PvP mark and emblems, and why did I say you should do battlegrounds to obtain those things? If you come to the map right up here, and you can find actual NPCs that can exchange for your PvP emblem and refinement device. Let's go to the PvP emblem section, because the refinement device NPC is fairly close to him. The first one here we have is the PvP emblem, which I mentioned is this Gabby Bryans right here. It gives you various useful things that you can have for costumes and stuff. Of course, in this game costumes gives you rating. This is pretty great and all, but rating isn't everything in this game. What you actually need from here isn't these cosmetics, isn't these costumes first. What you need to get are the titles here, because the titles give you Toughness and Smite as well. So that's what you need from here. You can always get the costumes later, but first thing you should get is the titles, or are the titles. Now the second NPC is the refinement device exchange Alan. From here you can get the actual purifying devices, refinement devices, talent points, whatever you want to call them. You get them from here, and you see they give you talent points, and if you click on any of them here, they give you the stats that I mentioned that are very useful for PvP for your level. Obtain this for each level. You get this every 10 levels. As you can see, mine is currently level 200 here. If I go down here, there's one for level 190s, and there's one for level 180s, just like that, all the way to the beginning of level 80s. You can obtain this and start building your Smite and Toughness level as much as you can. Now there's one more method you can use to obtain Smite and Toughness level that is not really mentioned that much, and that is from, wait for it, your careers. You have to do your careers every day, and try to make sure that you obtain at least, if you don't do it as much as possible, just make sure you get the 15 right here, 15 out of 15 daily in activity points for careers, because this would give you one very important thing that you need is career points right here in the exchange section. And you can actually use these career points to exchange for ID cards, you can obtain up to 20 ID cards from here, because that is the maximum you can obtain rewards from in a week. So we get 20 ID cards right here, and you can use these ID cards by going to your inventory right here, searching for the ID cards and selecting the ID cards. There we go, 20 right here. Use. Your character will automatically find this NPC, ID exchange NPC, Gali Gil. He's very close to Mindstein. Anyone that's looking for him, it's difficult to find this NPC because I couldn't really find him in the map over here. It was seriously stressful. So you could just use that method I said to find the NPC, and you can exchange for PvP emblems from both options 10 times each, and you can do this every week. You can keep doing this every week, and you get PvP marks from there, which you can actually use to exchange for more rewards. There we go, we have found one. This is PvP marks. You can see it obtained from Day of Liberty, Snow Moon, Tide of Desolation. All of these are battlegrounds or through ID exchange, and it's basically the same section where you can get the refinement devices. Now this is something that I've noticed a lot of people ignore, which makes PvP a lot difficult for them and a lot easier for people like me who know about things like this. So I'm going to show you something now, a quick example. If we come over here to individual, you can see these are the top players of the game. Let's just check the top 3, give an example of the top 3. We have 9 million rating here, and see their smite level is 7,000, the toughness level is 12,000. This is one of the reasons why these players absolutely destroy you in PvP. It's because they have things like this. This is 12,800 toughness level, and my toughness level is 3,900. Even my smite level is not even a third of their toughness level. I would not be able to deal any damage to that player, and they would absolutely destroy me with their 7,000 smite and my 3,000 toughness level, because their smite is way above my toughness level. This is one reason why you get one shot killed, because I believe there are some fusion devices or dragon shines that actually gives you toughness level and smite. I'm not going to go through all of this because there's a lot of them, but you get my drift. But let's keep going and check the second person, and we can see right here that the second person has a toughness level of 2,500 and a smite of 6,600. It's pretty good, but I believe they could have done better in building this. They are going more defensive, but they won't deal as much damage as their level or rating should if they face someone their own rating. So let's check the third player, who is kind of similar to this person. Now let's check them out, and they have a very good smite and toughness level. Now if you ask me, if I'm to ask you as well, between these two players, if they face each other and they have decent skill playing as the same class, who would win? Based on what I've seen from the stats here, I would put my bets on this Aurora or Aurora player over here that they would win, even though they are lower rating than this player. This is no shade or no offense to this person. This is just what I believe, opinion, and in my experience, because this other players' toughness and smite level is just not enough. Granted, they do have the stats better than the other player, but they just don't have enough toughness level to back it up, and their smite level is just not enough as well. So this player in the long run is going to be dealing much more damage to them than they would. Now there's still a lot of things that we need to take into account. What allies, or what are their ally builds? Now what are their talent builds? How well do they play? What pets do they have, or rather what skills do they give their pets, which is actually pretty good, by the way. But that's a topic for another day. What cocoons do they use with their cocoons proc? All I just mentioned are things that of course we need to take into account, but it doesn't change the fact how important the smite and toughness level are in Dragon Rage. Now I made this video because I got a couple comments of people saying they want to switch from PvE to PvP because they feel they are squishy and they need a right build guide and stuff for it. This is the one thing you need to learn. If you don't learn anything else, at least learn this and you'll be super good. As a level 200 that I am, if I do not have the level 200 set completely, I will naturally be taking more damage than people my own level that have the set, and I'll be dealing less damage to them just because I do not have that actual set build. Ooh, dailies! Yes, I'm gonna jump into that. Now that being said, if you do have any question, comments, suggestions, or requests, you can drop them down there in the comment section. I read all of them. I'll respond to you if needed, or make a video if necessary. Again, I have to reiterate that this doesn't mean you will win every single battles. there are still whales here that would still absolutely destroy you, even though they do not have as much smite or toughness as you do. This is just one very important thing that a lot of people miss out that can be a game changer, especially when you're wondering, but I am stronger than this player, how am I still losing to them? Check your stats, check your smite and toughness level. It's just one of these many things you need to take into account. I hope this video has helped you, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take it easy guys, and bye byes.